Simplr is made up of two major parts, all of which are considered projects. If I just want to see the flows, I can click this flows down here, and I see all of my things that are simply flows. Now, what is a flow? If I click new flow, which I could have done in either menu, you see what we call action cards, and it starts with a trigger. There's several different kinds of triggers that you'll find in Simplr. The first one here is a repeating trigger that runs every so often. It could be hours, it could be minutes. The second one is OnDemand, and OnDemand, which is the main one that you get in our free product, is requires you to push the Run Now button, which I'll show you in just a second. And then finally, there's an event trigger. An event trigger, currently the only event trigger available to you is from Forms, which I'll explain in some demos, but you would drag your Forms trigger there and set it up that way. But you can always go back to having a repeating trigger, for example. The next thing I would do is choose a connector. Simplr has around 60 connectors, some of which are centered in the Microsoft universe, some of which are centered in the Google universe, and some are more independent things like Evernote or Dropbox. When I choose a connector I want to use, I'll choose, in this case, Salesforce. I grab the Salesforce connector, and then I choose an account. In this case, I have an account set up already. I can add an account right there, and then I will choose a follow-on action. So in this case, I choose this account, and then I have a number of actions I can choose from. Salesforce happens to have a lot of actions: get leads, get campaigns, get opportunities. If you're familiar with the Salesforce world, you'll know what those mean. Now that I have an action that goes out and gets leads, in this case it turns yellow and gives me a warning. It wants me to know that if I go get leads, there might be an awful lot of them. So I say, great, that's fine. I don't have to clear that. That would be okay. And then I want to put them somewhere else. I'll choose something simple like Google Sheets. I'm not going to run this one anyway. Just want to show how things are built. I choose an account or add an account. If I add an account, I would just have to name it. And when I continue, I'm going to get a pop-up, which I'm not sure is showing, but the pop-up would say, would have me allow Simplr to use my Google account. So then once I set all those in motion, I can save them. I'll just add in these couple of things here. I'll say just create a spreadsheet. That's a real simple one, which is actually very useful to find out all of the things that are in say Salesforce. I would name it Salesforce, and I would ask it to take all the data from that Salesforce action and put it into my spreadsheet. So then when I save it and I name it, now I have something that will, when I go back to my details page, I can run it now. I can turn it on that schedule that I had set, or I can edit it. And you can only edit a flow when it's not on. And those are the basics about flows.